All right, everybody, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here because I've been going through all my pictures and my videos, and what I'm about to share is something truly extraordinary. Colombia was a country that surprised me. I had about 2 weeks' notice after a trip to Morocco, invited down to go on an Intrepid tour and try them out as a group tour. I went from Bogota through Salento, the Corcoro Valley. I went to Medellin. I went over to Cartagena and everything in between. Had a couple of inter country flights, and I fell in love, literally. So here we are. We're going to travel with Ama Waterways, something truly different. I heard about this about almost 3 years ago now. I heard the difficult time that they would have in Ama Waterways trying to be the leader in getting river cruising into Colombia on the Magdalena River. The reason why no other river cruises had existed there, nothing like that had ever been thought of. They had to dredge the river, they had to build the ports, they built the ship in the country, and everybody on the ship is hired from within the country. Nothing on that ship is from outside of the country, so everything's internal, which is wonderful. And so the people are bustling. And when I was there this past February, early March, actually it was March, everybody was so excited because they couldn't wait to share more and more about their country and their cultures, traditions. The people are so resilient, they just wanted to do it. So it's a country bursting with music, color, tradition, and nature, unlike anywhere else. This isn't just a cruise, it's a river cruise, but it's an opportunity to immerse yourself into the real Colombia. Because don't forget, when you go on a river cruise, and river cruising is all over the world, uh, the oceans lead to rivers. So you can see on this picture all of the rivers that are worldwide, which have river cruise ships on them. So when you get on the river, you get into the people and the cultures, you have land on both sides. You never have to worry about having any motion sickness. The ship just basically treadles down the river and has no problem whatsoever. So to start up, I just want to introduce you to Colombia. Funny thing, Canada and Colombia decided upon a reciprocal entrance fee, which works both ways. When Colombians come to Canada, they pay 89 US dollars per person. It's payable with their passport once they arrive. And when Canadians go to Colombia, it's $89 USD per person. Now, this applies all over, except for children under the age of 14 and anybody over the age of 75. So for any seniors and golden years in our group, that's a bonus. It goes a long, long way. One of the things is that, reciprocating that, it encourages expats. There's a lot of expats that live down in Colombia, of course. So when you take a flight to Colombia, there are some nonstop flights. I'm not sure who will get yet. Flights do not come out until 330 days prior to our departure. So it's not quite ready yet for flights. Obviously, if we have 10 or more, I could create group flights so that everybody travels together. If you have points and all that stuff, I encourage you to use them. If we happen to be on the same flight, I'll give you the flight numbers, try to get your points, get on with us. We'll just have to book individually if there's not 10. All right, so what is Colombia really all about? And why visit Colombia? So I've taken some of the photos of my trip here, and literally I've said, why go to Colombia? The people are warm and welcoming. They really are. There are colorful traditions and festivals everywhere, music and dance all over. They have cumbia, salsa, vallenato, all kinds of dancing and art in the streets, lots of culture, lots of paintings. Their graffiti is the painting you see right here. It is really not our kind of graffiti. It is a works of arts. People are very proud of what they do. Very diverse cuisine, world-class coffee, Colombia coffee. If you go to a store and you buy Colombian coffee, it is very tasty, very good. The biodiversity is amazing because the Andes Mountains has three fingers. You can picture that monster drink people buy in a can, three fingers coming down. The Andes Mountains, there's hills, valleys, there's jungles, there's beaches, there's all sorts of areas there. When you think about it, you could be sitting in a valley, Cocoro Valley, and between the Andes Mountains, and you could be in Cartagena and having a beach vacation. So much is celebrated there with people. There's so much to see and do. It's so diverse. Here's a few little fun facts about Colombia's natural riches. They have over 50,000 plant species, which makes Colombia the second most biodiverse country in the world for flowers, next to the Netherlands. The Netherlands only exports tulip bulbs. So everything you can think of comes from Colombia. They have like 89 varieties of orchids. I really paid attention to that one. Birds, there's over 1,950 bird species, highest number of bird species in any one country. Orchids, like I said, home for over 4,000 orchids. I did 89 when I was in the Cocora Valley. Our guide told us 89. So there you go, more than 1,500 unique to Colombia. Overall, Colombia is ranked #1 worldwide in orchid diversity and #1 in bird diversity. A lot of birders like to go there. You might not be a birder, but after you see the birds there, you will marvel at them. I had peacocks walking along the lawn everywhere. It was a little bit crazy. Guaranteed color, culture. It abounds around Colombia. So what do they use there? They use the pesos. Their currency is the Colombian peso, quick conversion, $1 Canadian. Roughly, I say it's like Mexico. It's a Colombia peso instead of the Mexican peso. You're going to really have our Canadian dollar go a very, very long way there. Hasn't seen many changes over time. It's issued by their own bank. It's actually a really interesting way to go. I laid my money out and took that picture because I had all those bills. And that's the first time I've seen a $2 bill anywhere in the longest time. Otherwise, it's just all coins. So let's talk about this Ama Waterways 7-night cruise on the Magdalena River. Um, the first ship was inaugurated for early April 2025, just this year. And it was late by 3 weeks to get going. So they had to cancel the first 3 weeks of people cruising who have all since rebooked, I hope. But it just goes to show you it's a scarcity type river cruise. Usually river cruises hold you and your 199 best friends. This ship will hold you and 59. And that's if the ship is full. If there are solos, it's a lot less. 30 cabins, no matter what. Picture yourself with 15 cabins on each side of the ship. And it's a really lovely staff to guest ratio. The Alma difference, they are very different. Rudy, one of the owners of the Ama Waterways, and Kirsten, they decided they wanted a ship where it was very active or non-active and to have your choice of whatever you'd like to do. They always have fitness classes. They have bicycles because Rudy liked to bike. They have really good chefs, very good food. You and 3 meals plus 3 snacks a day. You'll be eating all day, I guarantee, because there's a 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. snack. So there's 6 a.m. Kind of layout buffet, and then there's a buffet, and then there's a lunch buffet, but a lunch snack upstairs. There's afternoon tea, literally afternoon tea, dinner, and snack. So lots to do. Nice staterooms. You can see down there in the middle that the ship, you can see the on the side of the shores. It makes for a great cruise, lots to see. You're always looking at something when you're sailing. And of course, they have the Ama Waterways app. You can see it here on the bottom right. It's the only app where you can take pictures. You can bring it into the app. After your cruise, you can push a button, send it in, and have an entire photo album created just from all the pictures you take on the cruise, with all of the added verbiage in there and the little graphics of where you sailed. They're known for their double decks. It's not really double decks. They right behind those two chairs, they do have a sliding door. It's a French balcony or French outlook, and then they do have two chairs on a balcony. Everything here is great. They have tour guides everywhere. It includes entertainment. Ama Waterways is one of the very few that has a pool. Most have hot tubs. So that makes them a little unique in that you can get on the ship and actually bring your bathing suit and sit under the stars in the pool at night with a glass of champagne if you'd like to. So decisions, decisions. What's the itinerary? Here we go. So our itinerary will be to fly into Medellin. I know that sounds funny. I called it Medellin, but they told me it's called Medellin. I'm missing something in the dialect here. So we will have pre and post tours available if anybody would like to have them. You can get them with the ship, or you can stick around and we will plan our own. You can have 2 days before, 2 days after if you like. Otherwise, you fly into Medellin and you take a trans over to Barranquilla. Now, listen, the transfer is a flight. And it's not a long flight. Therefore, you get over to Barranquilla just fine. You're not going through rough Rocky Mountains trying to get over there. It might take you 2 days otherwise in a bus. It's pretty straightforward. You can see the Magdalena River there just a little bit and some of the places that we will be sailing to. Welcome to Medellin. This is Medellin at its finest. Right away, what do you notice? Color, color, color. Once known for being a city of hardship, they've transformed into a model of innovation, famous for their metro system and their cable car system. They even turned a massive garbage dump into a city. It's a green space now. People used to live in the garbage dump and huddle around the garbage cans or the garbage trucks when they came to see what was in there. Don't forget, a lot of people were refugees from Venezuela and other countries, and they lived in the garbage dump. Now it is a total green space. I've been there, I've walked the roads, I've seen what they've done, and they're trying desperately to live their lives better there. They've made the city safe. The train comes down to it, and people are genuine and beautiful. So Medellin is known as the city of eternal spring, because their climate is so great. Expect to have a beautiful climate when we go there. It won't be too hot, it won't be too cool, but it will be just perfect. The other thing with Medellin is you can look here. They have huge populations in some of their cities. Medellin has 2.5 million people in the city, more than Toronto. One of the things that I found is that I went to a flower farm, and the reason why flowers do so well there, obviously, is because of their weather. Lots of museums, lots of stuff nestled in between all these mountains, hills and valleys, expect them to be there, but it's a real contemporary area. Lots of weddings. People go down there from Canada to get married in Medellin. The top right photo that I have there, I had my first Michelin star restaurant experience in Colombia. We all did. One of the ladies found out about it and she said, "Does anybody want to go with me?" And we all went, and it was a 19-course meal of extravaganza. Who would have thought that was in Colombia? So their food is presented with flowers. It is bright, cheery, wonderful. You can't go wrong with anything there. Like I said, they have cable car system, trains, Uber. A lot of us used Uber while we were there. You can rent e-bikes, regular bikes, buses. The transit system is fantastic. You can see on the left all the systems just on gondolas. Now, everybody has a sordid past. I know every country. I've just come from Ireland, and even they had sordid past when we were learning about the Protestants and the Catholics and the English and the Irish and all the things that happened there. So everybody has a history, and Colombia has come a very, very long way. And that's why it's also so diverse. The people are diverse. They are very resilient, and they know what they want for their country. And when the grandmas all stood up in Medellin and Bogota and said, "That's enough," things started to greatly, greatly turn around. Here, I just want to throw this in. This was a flower farm I visited, and they are home. The Medellin city is home in July for the Festival of Flowers, and people are paid 400 USD dollars to enter. So it is grand. They carry these things on their back. They carry things, it's all sorts of florals, and they do this in a parade that's 2 miles long through the city. It is standing room only to watch. You've never seen the amount of flowers that are there, but wow, wow, wow. That would be something else, but it's on TV, so you could catch that and maybe look at YouTube at the Festival of Flowers. So this was a sketch done of our ship, Ama Magdalena. There is another ship that's being built. It's called Ama. It's not built yet. It should be in the water. February, March is the aim for that one. But our sailing will be on the Ama Magdalena. And here it is today in real life. This is what it looks like. It's hard to envision that. So picture 15 staterooms on each side. You can see their signature little decks tucked in there. You can see the top deck just a little bit. You can see that some of it's covered. You can see where the captain's area is. And obviously, there's lots of activities on the ship, lots to do, and lots of quiet spaces to go to. There's your Magdalena River, which has been dredged for the purpose of river cruising now. So no more are there garbage and stuff in the river. It's been cleaned up and hauled. Many of their cities are still on the water, and many boat vessels go out. So people are so grateful for AmaWaterways for coming in and helping them out. I can see eventually they'll need to recover their monies for all of the infrastructure they've done. So I believe pricing can only go up. I also believe that there'll be copy paste. Others will come and try to also, mimic them, park beside them, do their thing. And, eventually more and more will come to the shores of the Magdalena River. All right, you want to do a ship tour? Let's do a ship tour. So this is the deck, and this is called a Luna deck. Right away, you notice it looks very Colombian in the sense of, well, obviously I can see scenery, little palm trees. Up those stairs is the pool. To the right, lounge chairs, lots of nice little hidden nooks and crannies. You can sit up there. Actually, when I was on the Mekong River on an AmaWaterways tour, we slept up there during a little sudden rainstorm undercover. It was wonderful. There's couches, lots of spaces, lots of great places, and you're served your cocktails and everything up there. So here's inside the ship. Inside the ship is very lovely. Everything here has muted colors. All of the woods are local to Colombia. All of the furniture made in Colombia. They hired everybody local to do all the artistry. It feels luxurious, yet it feels elegant, and yet it feels simple. So all of the things, the patterns, local artists were responsible for creating for the pillows, for the artwork on the wall, and it's so authentically local. You can see here by the artwork, yes, it's a local artwork. You can see the luxuriously feel for the dining, and of course, all that wood. But the decks here are interesting because here's an example of category ABC. There's your signature 2 sliding doors per bedroom, beds together, beds apart. You can open both the doors. I do. There's a desk to work at, closet to the left, you can't see, bathroom to the right. I find it a really nice space. I like laying on my bed and looking out when we sail. I don't close the curtains because I feel like I might miss something. Often I'll sit on that deck in the dark with a coffee in the morning, all the things. But you'll notice that the decks, so all of them are the same size. That's what I'm going to say. All of them are about the same size. It just depends where you are on the deck for the category pricing. There's 2 decks. One is called the salsa deck, And the next deck is the Cumbria deck. So the other types of rooms, the luxury suite, bed is facing the window instead, and it's just a larger room. They also have the grand suite, which is like, think of it as a one-bedroom suite. Again, the bed faces the windows, a lot more space. If these are not sold out, they leave the door open the first couple of days so everybody can go and see the various decks and spaces. So there you have another look at the top deck. On the other side of the pool, lounge chairs, umbrellas, rocking chairs, sitting spaces under cover for dining. Yes, you can have wait service up there, drink service up there. And then just inside the windows here, you can see the beautiful staircase that goes down, up and down for you to walk about. Let's talk about Colombia coffee. Colombia is known for its coffee. There is a drink station open 24/7 on the Ama Waterways ship in Colombia. You can have coffee, tea, hot chocolate, water 24/7. And once you have the Colombia coffee, you probably will bring some home. So day one starts in Barranquilla. Now, what is really cool about this is just for the Ama Waterways passengers, they have an authentic carnival just for the AmaWays passengers. And they march you in and over to the ship. And yes, they are all dressed just like that. That's where our adventure begins. Think of the color. It's famous for this. They're actually worldwide known for their carnivals. So every week they do a carnival just for AmaWaterways. It's new in their agenda for them, and everybody absolutely adores it. It is known as La Puerta de Oro, so the Golden Gate of Colombia. It has its economic importance and its gateway role for trade. Like I said, think about color, fun, culture. They are so happy, the locals, to show you their traditions. This is a whole different way than just having carnivals and all the rest. They really do it up, and it's not only once per year. And just so you can see, it's famous for its carnival. Yes, it's UNESCO heritage. That looks like a little city, right? Well, it is actually a sprawling city, not a little city. And so, yes, what we will see will be this, but it is this on the outskirts away from the water. So, big shock there, but that is day one. Day two, we're going to go over to Nueva Venecia, and this is an amphibious way of life living on the water. It's exactly what it says. The people there have huge cultural ties to the water, and they celebrate all their local traditions, dancing, community festivals, everything, because all of their housing is on stilts. They have a floating village. They really do live on the water. Anybody who floats and is on stilts, I'm not sure if they pay taxes, but I know when I went to Cambodia, anybody who could float something paid no taxes and they found a way to live. I don't know how that works here, but this has been here for decades. People love living on the water here, and it's like a lagoon. Life here is by boat. Many people get out and they feel like they're stepping into another world. But look at how bright and colorful the houses are. People are not poor and everything. They just grown up. This is their generation, and that's how they live. Next, we're gonna, okay, so that little boat that I'm showing you right here, that is not our tender ship. I could not get you a picture. They're on YouTube. The tender ships that they have with Ama Waterways actually have white leather seats. They're very beautiful. They're very comfortable and they're very first class. So that is just a picture of the ship, so you know. Uh, Santa Barbara de Pinto. We'll be taking a walking tour through this small town. There are so many tradesmen, so many crafts that you will surely walk away with things to purchase and buy to bring home, weaving, just really unique things to Colombia. And we will be there to just hang out and see the culture, see the people, and enjoy what they have, see their life as it is. Okay, so let's move along here. Our day 4 and day 5 will be spent at the same place. We will be in Mumpox. So day 3, 4, 5, we're going to be, so Santa Barbara de Pinto is part of Mumpox. We're going to stop there for our walking tour and shopping, and then we're going to actually end up in Mumpox. We're going to have 2 nights here in Mumpox, and we'll leave on day 5. Lots and lots and lots is going to happen here. There's a jazz performance only for the Ama Waterways. There is expeditions. There's another walking tour, and these aren't long walks, but they're really cultural walks. When I did them in Mekong, I'm only saying this, when I did them down the Mekong River, for instance, it was the most fascinating part of our tour to get off and walk through these villages and meet people. I think that you will love it. UNESCO heritage again. They preserve their colonial architecture like it was this year. They paint them. They look after things. There is coffee regions, musicians, all the things here. And I find you will love this place. People say, why are we staying there 2 days? Because there's so much there. You can get gold filigree jewelry. That's what it's famous for. Just the design, the people, and obviously more color. And you know, people in Colombia are just like us. They probably whip on their yoga pants every day and their sweatshirts, but now they have a reason to celebrate their culture. When I was there, grandmothers were sewing for their granddaughters because they were trying to get more traditional outfits. Everybody wanted one because the river cruising was coming to Cartagena. Everybody wanted to be involved. They were so excited that they could wear all the things that their grandmother wore, all the color, all the festivities. And so expect that when we go. El Danco, this will be day 5. We'll be leaving Mumpox, another little walking tour. Other things to do. There's going to be a shoreside dinner and a performance with cumbia. Cumbia is the music and the musical instrument they use strictly in Colombia. It's not really found other places in the world. Not even the instruments in Peru are the same. You're going to find unique foods. You're going to find different dancing here, different costumes, different culture altogether. Similar, but different, unique to its style. It's known as the Imperial City of Colombia, the birthplace of Colombia's most famous dance. That would be why. And we're going to enjoy a big performance here. Mangengue, I think I'm saying that right. Day 6. Okay, so there's a bird watching tour and a small hike. They have a slow, a faster pace, and a faster pace. Yeah, there's different levels through this whole river cruise that you can choose from. Some people that I have said there's a bird watching tour said, I'm not really interested. Well, when I was in the Kokoro Valley, I learned about the birds. When I stayed at a coffee lodge on 800 hectares of a coffee farm, I learned why the birds are important. I opened my windows in the morning or my doors in the morning, and you could hear hundreds of birds. I do not exaggerate, that's what you could hear. And this is why you want to go on a bird tour, because in this region, they have thousands of birds that are only found in Colombia. And you will see, without even trying, many, many of these famed birds. Even if you're not a birder, they show you how to download an app and what you can find in the Colombia areas. And if you see a bird, you can take a picture. It goes right into the app and it'll show that you saw it there and the whole world sees that app. So it's very cool to check that out. So it's actually nicknamed the City of Rivers. It looks small. It's citized a bit. They do a lot on the water. It actually is a cosmopolitan city. They do have a lot of tourists come, but it's not packed. You don't feel like Bogota, where there's 5 million people. You don't feel like you're in a big city. You still feel like you're in a quaint, lovely area. And yet they have all the things they need there. Cartagena, day 7. Ooh, okay. I've sent people here on honeymoons. It is a beautiful blue, light blue, turquoise colored water around beautiful beaches. there is a walled city, and the walled city is literally across the street from the river cruise port. And it is steps away from a little park with monkeys. They're not caged in and they're not fenced in. There are sloths. It is a whole different region that you can't imagine. Full of color, full of beauty. And the walled city, I didn't know if I would like it, but it was old and beautiful, like old Quebec. Just lovely. They're actually going to have a nice walking tour, Gethsemane walking tour, and a sundown cruise for us. So you're going to get to see the water's way because all the high rises are across the water from the old walled city. The airport's about 25 minutes away, not too far. So there's that biodiversity again of all different landscapes and everything going for it. Cartagena is colorful. It is historic. It's unforgettable. When I was there, this is what I saw. This, like I said, I was going through my pictures. We went to the patio that is really well known for its sunsets. So there we were waiting for the sunset, and it did not disappoint because it's over the water. And to the right, you'll see the houses. They keep them up. It's UNESCO. Their flags are flying. The roads are really narrow. Used to be horse and buggy. There are gates to the city. One of the nice surprises of Cartagena was this. So you can see the high rises across the water and then the walled city in the forefront, the gates. They're well known through Colombia for their emeralds. They have mines through Colombia with emeralds that are sought after worldwide. Now, there's a museum in Cartagena in the walled city on emeralds, and I went in it. We had a little tour, and I have to say, it really opened my eyes and educated me to emeralds and how they go back in history. They went back to even biblical days, and they had all the tribes and how some had emeralds, and it just went on and on. Cleopatra, she only wore emeralds. So lots of things to say about emeralds. So a lot of our ladies that were there came home with earrings. I'm just saying, it does happen. Okay, so there are, like I said, pre and post tours you can get through AmaWaterways. It's an investment for your travel to continue onward to extra nights on the um, beginning and the end of your cruise. They do have some specific things here that they do include. There is the Panama City one, so they do go back to Panama City if you'd like to do that on the post cruise. Here's our pricing. I've tried to put that in there. There's a lot to say. That was one of the flyers we have. I have another one that's 2 pages, and I'd just like to rattle off. So they have a wild anniversary promotion right now. It expires September 30th. From now until September 30th, they've added a $600 savings discount, and they have free gratuities, a complimentary upgraded stateroom if they're available. And when I called yesterday, there was only one C stateroom left. So it depends what you're looking for. The B's can go up to the A's. The A's can't go up to a suite. So there are several rooms left in each category. Love you to join us. I do have solo pricing there. It's great if you can get double occupancy pricing. So they have their usual. So they have free Wi-Fi. They have all the meals. Like I said, wine and beer with lunch and dinner. They do have a sip and sail happy hour where the cruise director who's on board goes through the next day with everybody and tells everybody what's happening. They're the most well-attended places. They have entertainment on board. They have great musicians. Every night something different. Yes, they have a dance floor. And yes, they have people come on from Colombia who will entertain us at different areas. They have all sorts of things, comedians, all sorts of great, great entertainment. They have private tour guides that will be with us that take you out. So each tour that they have, whatever levels you can choose, there's tour guides for that. And they're specific to Colombia. They live there, they work there, they're independently licensed guides. They do have a fitness center on board, a spa, bicycles that you can take out if you'd like, and of course the pool. They have stateroom service, so they come in your room in the morning and clean up, make your bed, all of that. And in the evening, they do have a lovely turn down service with chocolates on the pillow. This also comes with a $75 onboard credit until September 30th, but I have offered a little sweeten of the pot. Red Orchid Women's Travel will have extra amenities if you book before September 30th. I am offering the free transfers so that when you fly into Medellin, you will have a flight to Barranquilla. You will also have your transfer in Cartagena to get back to the airport, which I told you was about 25 minutes away. And I will add an extra $100 onboard credit per cabin. And just think of that spa, because that spa offers massages and they are always really, really good. So what's not included? Well, there's the spa. And like I said, onboard credits have a massage are wonderful. So obviously it does not include our flights, but if we have 10 or more, we can get a group flight organized. It says it doesn't include the gratuities. That's because usually it doesn't. And right now with a promotion, it does. So you want to book in before September 30th. It does not usually include round trip transfers, which I will include if you book before September 30th. It does not include a pre-hotel stay if you decide to come down and stay an extra couple days ahead or one night ahead, because it is still, winter-ish. You might want to do that. Doesn't include travel insurance, but we require it when you travel with the Red Orchid Women's Travel Club because we want everybody protected. There's optional add-on activities usually, and I don't know what those will be if there are any. Usually what they try to do in these smaller areas is have everybody go out together in one group or another. There's a spa on board, and there is a little souvenir shop. And AmaWaterways specializes in women's initiatives. They have women from around the world that create magnificent scarves, and they have hats and shawls, all sorts of things, and they sell them in their little shop there if you would be interested. So these onboard credits or whatever, little souvenirs support the locals. So who is this trip for? I've put this in here because I believe that you have to value flexibility, be open-minded, you have a positive outlook. Uh, you're going to meet new people, connecting with others while you're traveling. The other thing is if you're keen on experiencing a wide range of activities and you're eager to be a better traveler by being respectful of the cultures where we're in the environment, because once you leave North America, it's completely different and the cultural norms change. So you have to be open to changes. The other thing is sometimes the water levels are a little higher. When I was in Cambodia, they said, okay, hold on, we're just going to come over here because our little port over there we can't get to. So they parked the ship, put us in the little tender, and they had machete knives and they made a path for us. So that's why I said you might have to be, I'm not sure if they do that there, but you might have to be a little flexible. But we welcome everybody who prioritizes connection, adaptability, positive impact on the places you visit. Those are just common sense because Colombia is going to be a different culture. You can't, expect that it might not be the way it is. That's the way it is in Colombia. So I put this here just to get people thinking that you're open to whatever happens while we travel. It's not like Vegas, though. Well, it could be. Anyway, so join us. So what's required? Deposit 500 per person. 50% of that is non-refundable. Final payment is August 28th, 2026. Basically, you have almost a year to be able to save for this trip. Somebody asked me, can I make payments? Sure, why not? Put your deposit down, and when you want to make a payment, let me know. We'll get that done for you. So we need to fill out a travel registration form, credit card authorization form, so that you allow us to process your deposit. We never make a payment unless we have your permission first. This is where you can find us, Renee at redorchidtravel.com. You can call our phone number there. There's our website, and our tagline is the art of indulgence. Indulgence means something different to everybody. Indulgence for me isn't related to monetary gain or value. Indulgence for me is sitting on a cruise deck with a cup of coffee early in the morning, watching the sunrise or set, and knowing that I don't always take that time out when I'm at home to do that, maybe affording a nap. There's so many things you can indulge in. Having somebody come in and turn down my bedding and dim the lighting and pamper me. I love that. Putting slippers out. It's a little thing sometimes to have indulgence, and everybody has a different thought of what that is for them. So, this journey is, I know I say it often, it is a once in a lifetime, because if Colombia has never been on your radar, let it be on your radar. The space is going to be extremely limited. There is our one ship, Ama Magdalena, right now. There will be a second ship. When you think about only a maximum of 60 people on each sailing, that's not going to be a whole lot of people by next year still. Add to it all of our savings, that if you book before September 30th, all of the upgrade, the gratuities, the $600, the onboard credits, the transfers, all the stuff, there's so much reason why you don't don't need to wait. If someone says to me, well, I don't know if I can get a roommate. Well, I suggest you book in now, pay the $500 deposit. You have almost a year to get a roommate. We'll really help you with that and make sure that we can try to foster that for you. I like to field out for ladies who do want roommates, and we'll go from there. But it's better to book in, make sure you have a room, get those benefits and amenities now, secure your spot, rather than having FOMO later and finding out that you can no longer get on the cruise because all the cabins are taken. And literally, they can't grow the ship. Once they're gone, they're gone. So I'd love to be, I'd love for you to be part of this adventure with us. And let's make Colombia part of your next travel story. And with that, I really, really would love to impress upon you that you will never regret visiting Colombia. And as I had my own little FOMO feel going through my videos and my photos, which I have about 1,000 of them, I really, really enjoyed walking back in time and seeing that over this past weekend to put this presentation together. So I'm going to end the recording now, and maybe some of you have a question or two, and I would be more than happy to, oh, sorry, I got a little blip here. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.